21-yard line.
Because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive lineman sometimes to pull. You're right. Didn't move him. Sat there waiting for him and made the play.
And if this offense is going to flow today, certainly the running back in the secondary here at 14. Throwing is Bridgewater. That's caught by Treadwell. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he...
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got this one just across midfield to the 49. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Let's go.
A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. Over the middle, he's got Treadwell. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And the grab made by the tight end Pruitt. That throw good. 2nd down, Bridgewater. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Let's go.
Bridgewater now on 2nd down. The left side caught by Diggs. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
This now play number 9 on the opening drive, but it's 3rd and long.
Let's go.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater steps away to his left. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. Bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
But depending on the team, they call that an explosive play or a chunk play, the one that they got on the previous one. They tried to go back and get another one, didn't they?
They did, but unsuccessful on that 2nd attempt. 10 yards still left on 2nd down. Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Credit the tackle there to Aaron Lynch.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Looking deep, it's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings! Jarius Wright, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Started all even as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. Now a handoff looking right. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. It's Xavier Rhodes there in on the stop. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the 49ers in control of the football. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. And the play clock's running down. Back to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by T.J. McDonald. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now the 49er offense ready to go and getting back out onto the field.
We got three, fellas. We got 3. All right, here we go. 3-19. Over. All right, now look at 56. Look at 56.
After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
They'll look to throw here. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he loses the football a second time. Well, we saw the practice film this week. They wanted to focus on these intermediate passing plays, and it paid off there.
And they took that focus not just to the practice field, but in the film room to show the guys exactly what they wanted, what types of looks they should expect to get, and how they would beat those coverages each and every time, and it paid off on that play.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner, but where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They're just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Whenever I go to a team's practice facility and watch them work, I love to watch the defensive guys in what they call pursuit drills. The ball goes either towards them or away from them. How fast will they respond? On this play, the defensive end responded better than anyone and made a really nice play.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. My good friend Charles and I right back at you after this. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And he dropped it.
Talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a Minnesota 1st down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Bridgewater now looking to throw on 1st. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. He's dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
He's got time. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that that fell harmlessly to the ground. Bridgewater from the gun on third down. And that's incomplete. He was looking for Jarius Wright that time. And now it's fourth down. Here's Tom Hackett now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now, Barney. All right, here we go. All right, now, look at that, Philly. Here we go.
Now a play fake here on first down. Left side complete. Safarian Jenkins. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green. Watch it now, Barney. Detroit, 99, Philly. Here we go.
They'll drop the throw. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to bring up a third down. Third down now following the completed pass. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Here we go now. 3-19. Detroit. Over.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. The defense helps the offense out there. Now 5 yards to go on first down.
Hey. You got 3. Blue 90. Watch it now, Barney.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Play fake. He'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. On play action, they'll throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And now out comes Minnesota. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. Forced out to his left. Right's got him. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now Blair Walsh on for a long field goal. He's hit from as far away as 56 in his young career. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive. Going to the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They'll throw now on the final play toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room as we send you across the quarter, number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down in bounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Detroit! Detroit! No. Jack, Patriot!
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And complete over the middle. Safarian Jenkins. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And a loose football, but an alert 49er able to gain possession, so they will indeed hold on to the pigskin.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They'll give it to him right up the gut. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. in the red zone this time. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Daniil Hunter. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. And the O-line will have to do a better job protecting here on 3rd down after that sack.
Patriot! Let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90! Mike 6! Now here we go. Over! All right, now look at 56.
They'll drop the throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he'll be taken down at the 18. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. And quickly, they get to the line. Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. And he's able to find Diggs. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Bridgewater on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
They go play action. Bridgewater. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not there for him.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Now they'll run it on the toss. A gain of 3, second down. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Flush to his right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And I know it's hard in live action, but you've got to keep your hands away from the face. That's a 15-yard penalty.
You work on it all the time, making sure your target area is lower.
Let's go. There.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Bridgewater being chased out left. He may try and run for this. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Teddy Bridgewater, his second touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. And so we have the touchdown now. Here's Blair Walsh to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. And I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
They'll get 17 yards there. And that leads to a San Francisco first down. And the coach has decided to challenge this play. He has tossed down the red flag. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
3 down. Gone. Blue 90.
Shift together here from the D-line. Back to throw now on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Partner, nothing complicated here. This is just a pretty simple drag route.
You're exactly right, Brandon. Instead of throwing it downfield, they just throw it underneath and let the receiver do the work.
He'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Yeah, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And Boswell's kick is good. And that will close the gap down to 14. All right, so it's getting late in this one. Now, you could argue that they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but they still face a pretty uphill battle.
Yeah, even with the field goal here, it's going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns now to get back in it. And that's going to be a tall order against this defense.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. Buying time to his left. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. It looked like he might have had a window there, but the rhythm was just a little bit off.
It certainly was, because everything that has to come together to get a pass completed, yeah, you're right. The sync just wasn't there.
Play fake. Bridgewater steps away. Now he'll throw deep left side. And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Laquan Treadwell, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. This fielded at the 2. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play. For the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He's going to look, and that's caught inside the 35. A big play there for the Niners. And even 40 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
1 receiver left, 2 to the right. They'll look to throw again. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. And now they're in the hurry-up. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Backing up. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment. And to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is Nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today.
Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
And, Brandon, it's really no surprise to see them running the ball here. They've got the lead. There's not much time left. They just want to keep the clock moving and seal the win.
And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12.
Let's go.
Bridgewater here to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. So the D-line's going to spread out. On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And he couldn't corral it. It falls down incomplete, but maybe not a big deal given this big lead.
And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at 56.
They go back to the air here after the INT. It's complete to Brown, right side. And they're able to get this one down to the 25.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store.
No. Detroit! No. Check. Patriot!
Back to throw again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Marlon Brown, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And here just playing for pride at this point. Down big, but they'll go for it on 4th and goal. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. And it's a fumble. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now out comes Minnesota. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Throwing here, Bridgewater. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for Minnesota, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they will head home next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Santa Clara.
Show.